As we've told you many times, happy Juneteenth. And as we've talked about throughout our newscast, there's a lot of celebrations happening in the Twin Cities, across Minnesota, across the United States to mark this day when the last enslaved people in Texas were set free in 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. So Kent went to talk with people who were celebrating here today in the Rondo neighborhood of St. Paul to ask them, what does Juneteenth mean to you?
Juneteenth means accomplishment, recognition. It means justice. Juneteenth means a lot to our community, absolutely. But it also should mean a lot to American society as a whole.
This is not Black history, it's American history. Yeah. Looking at that history, recognizing what it is, recognizing 2 years that people still lived in bondage when they had already been freed by proclamation. So I'm Jonathan Palmer.
I'm Marvin Anderson, Executive Director of the Rondo Commemorative Plaza. This plaza is the first of its kind in the United States. There's no other plaza that's been dedicated to a community that was destroyed by a freeway. So we're celebrating that as well.
So I'm Margaret Lovejoy.
Dr. Margaret Lovejoy.
Dr. Margaret Lovejoy, lifelong resident of the Rondo neighborhood. Juneteenth is a time to come together. We come here and we see people we haven't seen for a long time. We get hugs and kisses for those hundreds of years that we couldn't come together, that we were forced apart. This can be a sweet moment to teach our children and grandchildren. What about Juneteenth? What happened on Juneteenth? Why?
People in Texas found out they were
Free.
Yes.
This is a day to celebrate, to be proud.
My name is Stacy Stanley. I'm a proud superintendent of St. Paul Public Schools.
My name is Dana Stanley Showers, and I am Stacy's daughter, but I'm also a legacy of Rondo. This is Royal, and he is a legacy of Rondo as well.
My mom's father's side of the family came from Mejia, Texas, and on my father's side of the family, my great-grandmother was emancipated. And so when we talk about freedom, it is real. It is personal, local, and immediate.
The generations build on each other and carry the lessons forward.
You can't celebrate your future if you don't understand your past. This is a Sankofa moment. Sankofa means understanding your past to know your future.
That's where our strength is.
Now, this marks the 160th year since the first Juneteenth, but only the 5th year that it has been recognized as a federal holiday. And Marvin says that fight for recognition continues because less than 30 states celebrate it as a paid holiday, and some still don't teach the history behind it in schools. Jana.
Kent, that last part is so important, and you heard the families talk about that, teaching their kids what Juneteenth is. Teaching all of our kids what Juneteenth is.
Yeah, and they said that's especially true now that it is a federal holiday, because if they don't get that education, they just think it's a time to go out and barbecue or do things like that, and you can lose the meaning behind that important history.
Yeah, important to note that about all of our holidays. Teach the history as well. Thanks so much, Kent. We appreciate it.